Okay, so week two. As cities change to incorporate technology, such as driverless cars, virtual reality, all that stuff, I think it is going to change the physical attributes of urban planning and design. For example, starting with self-driving cars. One of the issues that comes up often in this controversial topic is the consideration of law versus morals. So if you are having a self-driving car, for example, driving down a road and it's a two-lane road and there's a double yellow line in the middle crossing it, there's a scenario where a little girl jumps out in front of the road, but the car knows to not cross over the double line, and so the issue here is whether it swerves to not hit the girl or if it follows the law of the road and hits the girl. So that's an issue. Continuing on, that's not a funny topic. It's just, yeah, there's some stuff going on over there. So continuing on, that's one of the main issues. So, thinking about this, if you incorporate technology such as sensors into the road where it can detect if a pedestrian or, for example, like a deer or something is crossing, the car knows to like swerve or stop or anything like that. Also, with the self-driving cars, another thing that might have to be integrated is multiple lanes. Like, for example, in Canada, they have carpool lanes. And so that makes things a lot easier for drivers. So, there's a carpool lane and there's a normal lane. Here, if they're implementing self-driving cars into society, maybe we should have a self-driving car lane and, multiple lanes for people who are still operating the vehicles. So that's something we could look at. Moving on to things like virtual reality and all that type of stuff, there's always the issue of people looking down at their phones like I am right now. Sorry, notes. So, if they had something like bike lanes where people can walk and look on their phones and be oblivious, and so they don't get hit by cars, or, a lot of people walk or jog to work, but they have their phones on, they have music in. So that's something that could be implemented. Something else. Okay, so solar technology. There's a lot of advancements in solar technology as far as solar panels go, and there's actually a company that makes these little solar panels, but they're made for roads and sidewalks, and there's a house that actually has an entire patio made out of them. And they're active the whole time. They can work as a road surface, so that could be something that would have to be implemented or designed. That would be a big change. It would help a lot with energy, but there's a lot of issues that have to be worked out with that. So all these things are going to have to cause designers to think in a new way and change their perspective. They're going to have to innovate a lot, because before, design was more about making space for people and making it more enjoyable, but now with technology, there's a lot of safety concerns that they have to worry about, as well as the fact that our population is rising. So they really have to be efficient in how they manage their space and how they manage the space with new technology being worked into our lives. Let's see. As far as more technology goes, there's, lots of distractions. And that's one of the things that's actually a big issue today. We have a lot of distractions in our lives. When people are driving, they constantly are on their phones, texting now and having all those issues. So with the self-driving cars, that could be fixed, but also for designers, that may be an issue, because, if they have cell phone lanes or something like that with the self-driving cars, is that something they're going to have to think about? Are there going to be certain safety precautions that they're going to have to put into the lanes, like special barriers that are crash safe and all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah, so I know with VR too, there's some firms that are using VR to walk through spaces. One of the ways that designers can use this is that they can actually put on a VR headset, and if they're going to say, an urban area where they want to design a new intersection and make a public space there. They can put that on, they can actually walk that through. So that's actually something that will benefit the designers. So yeah, lots of fun stuff with technology. So that wraps up week 2, folks. Hope your video is better than mine. Okay.